Welcome students to our new YouTube channel Pharmatech, the division of excellence. So let's start with our new chapter in physical pharmacy, which is the states of matter. In states of matter, the detailed study about the states of matter which has been studied in 10th and 11th and 12th standard, but after you enter in pharmacy, that means the new era of pharmacy, the world of your pharmacy has been changed. So the level of your study will get increased and the states of matter also get included in your physical pharmacy syllabus for your basic and most important concept. So we clear in this chapter basic concepts and most important topics for GPAT preparation. Then let's start. In physical pharmacy, we study the application of physical chemistry in pharmacy and the study of physiochemical properties of substances using in drug formulation. In that, the first and most important point is forces of attraction. In the forces of attraction, there are two types. First, intramolecular forces. The forces of attraction within the molecule. The types are ionic and covalent bonds. In ionic bonds, the transfer of electrons between a non-metal and a metal, and in that the observed in formation of salts in ionic bonds. And the second one is covalent bond. In that the sharing of electrons between two non-metals and also observed in it is observed in organic compounds. Then the next second type is intramolecular forces. Forces of attraction between molecules. The types of intramolecular forces are binding and attractive forces. In the binding forces, the cohesion, that means similar molecules. In adhesion, different molecules binds. In repulsive, prevent molecules from annihilating each other. The second one is attractive forces. The attractive forces are van der Waals, hydrogen bond, ionic dipole and ion induced dipole. The next are van der Waals forces. The van der Waals forces are weak forces that involve the dispersion of charge across a molecule called a dipole. In van der Waals forces, the three main types that are Keystone forces, also called orientation effect, that dipole-dipole orientation effect, and second one is molecules are polar with permanent polar dipoles. The examples of Keystone forces are water, hydrochloride, hydrogen chloride, that means HCl, ethanol, acetone, and phenol. The second one is Debye forces, that means induction in that induction effect. First, the dipole, it is dipole induced dipole. Second, transient dipole induced by a permanent dipole. That the third, it is polar molecules produces a temporary electric dipole in non-polar molecules. The examples are ethyl acetate, methylene chloride, ether. The third one is London forces. In that dispersion effect we seen. It is induced dipole attraction. Second one, induced polarity between non-polar molecules. Fourth, it is responsible for liquefaction of gases. The examples are carbon disulfide, CCl2, carbon dichloride, and hexane. Next is hydrogen bond. The hydrogen bond it is a electrostatic interaction of hydrogen with highly electronegative atoms, that means sulfur, nitrogen, chlorine, fluorine and oxygen. The second, it accounts for unusual properties of water. The next is ion dipole interaction. In the ion dipole interaction, The polar molecules are attracted to either positive or negative charges. Second, it occurs when salt is dissolved in a polar solvent. The solubility if crystalline substances in H2O. Fourth, in this the quaternary ammonium plus tertiary amine is combined. The next is ion induced dipole. In ion induced dipole, the induced by close proximity of a charged ion to an non-polar molecule. The second is it is responsible for the solubility of non-polar molecules. The examples of ion induced dipole are iodine complexes with salts. The next topic is physical properties of matter. In the physical properties of matter, there are three properties are the additive, constitutive, colligative. The first is additive. The additive properties are depends on the total contribution of the mass in the molecules. Examples are molecular weight and mass. As the atom increases is equal to molecular weight increases and mass also increases. The second one is constitutive property. The constitutive property depends on the arrangement of the number and kinds of atoms within a molecule. The examples of constitutive are refractive index and optical rotation. The third one is colligative property. The colligative property is a function of the number of species or particles present in a given solution. The examples of colligative properties which are most important for GPAT exam. The examples of colligative properties are osmotic pressure elevation, vapor pressure lowering, freezing point depression and boiling point elevation. The next topic is types of properties. There are two types of properties. They are intensive and extensive. Most important. The first one, in intensive properties, it is independent of the amount of the substance in the system. The examples of intensive properties are temperature, pressure, density, viscosity, surface tension, and specific gravity. The second is extensive properties. The extensive properties depends on the quantity of substance in the system. Example, mass, length, and volume. The next, which is important important topic is states of matter. In states of matter, the first one is the gaseous state. In the gaseous state, we see the gas laws. The gas laws refers to an ideal situation where no intermolecular interactions exist and collisions are perfectly elastic and there is no energy exchanged upon collision. In the gas law, the first law is Boyle's law. The Boyle's law relates volume and pressure. It is constant temperature. The equation is PV is equal to K. The second is Gay-Lussac's and Charles law. It states that the volume and absolute temperature of a gas at a constant pressure are directly proportional. The equation is V is equal to KT. Then the third one is ideal gas law. The equation for ideal gas law is PV is equal to nRT, where R is equal to 0.08205 liter atom per mole into K or 8.314 joules per mole K or 1.987 calorie per mole degree. N is number of moles. Then the next is kinetic molecular theory. In that the gases are composed of particles called atoms or molecules. the total volume of which is so small as to be negligible in relation to the volume of the space in which the molecules are confined. The next, the particles of the gas do not attract one another but instead move with complete independence. The third one is the particles exhibit continuous random motion owing to their kinetic energy. Fourth, the molecules exhibit perfect elasticity. Then the next one is the liquid state. In liquid state, the first is critical temperature. It is the temperature above which a liquid can no longer exist. Then the next one is critical pressure. In critical pressure, it is the pressure which is required to liquefy a gas a critical temperature, and it is the highest vapor pressure of a liquid. Then the next one is boiling point. The boiling point, it is the temperature at which the vapor pressure of the liquid equals the external and atmospheric pressure. Then the next one is latent heat of vaporization. The latent heat of vaporization, it is the quantity of heat taken up when liquid vaporizes. It is calibrated when a vapor condenses with a liquid. Then the next most important equation, and which is asked in GPAT 2021, that is Clausius-Clapeyron equation. What is it? The Clausius-Clapeyron equation, it is the relationship of vapor pressure and absolute temperature of a liquid. P1, and in the equation is log of P1 upon P2 is equal to delta HV in bracket T2 minus T1 upon 2.303 are T1 T2, where P1 and P2 are vapor pressure are T1 and T2. HV, the molar heat of vaporization, R is 1.987 calorie per mole degree. The solid state have a fixed shapes, and in solid state it is nearly incompressible, and it have strong intermolecular forces, and it is very little kinetic energy, and also it has atoms vibrate fixed position about an equilibrium position, and so there is very little transitional motion. Then crystalline solid. What are crystalline solids? The crystalline solids are the solids whose structural units are arranged in a fixed geometric pattern or lattices. The crystalline solids have definite shape, and crystalline solids are orderly arranged of units. Crystalline solids have definite and sharp melting points. There are 6 distinct critical systems based on symmetry are cubic. The example is sodium chloride. The second one is tetragonal. The example is urea. Third, hexagonal. The example is iodoform. The fourth one is monoclinic. The example is sucrose. Fifth, rhombic. Example is iodine. The sixth one is triclinic. The example is boric acid. Then the next type of solid is amorphous solids. The amorphous solids are gases or supercooled liquids. Amorphous solids are the molecules are arranged in a random manner, and amorphous solids have no definite melting points, and also it has faster dissolution rate. The next one is polymorphism. The polymorphism, it is a condition where substances can exist in more than one crystalline form. Second, the polymers have different melting points, X-ray crystals and diffraction patterns and solubility. The broma oil polymorphs melting points unstable gamma form 18 degrees Celsius, alpha form 22 degrees Celsius, beta prime form 28 degrees Celsius and stable beta form is 34 degrees Celsius. The types of polymorphism are anisotropic, which are reversible, and monotropic, which are unidirectional transition. The next is freezing point. In freezing point, the temperature at which liquid converted into solid. In freezing point, the melting point of freezing point of a pure it is form of a pure crystalline compound. That means the melting point of a pure crystalline compound is freezing point. Then the next important is latent heat of fusion. In latent heat of fusion, the energy absorbed when 1 gram of solid melts and it is heat liberated when it freezes. The next, liquid crystalline state. In liquid crystals are get converted to intermediate between liquid and solid states and it may result from the heating of solids, that means thermotropic, or from the action of a certain solvents on solids, that means lyotropic liquid crystals. There are two main types of liquid crystals. First is smectic. In smectic, it is a soap-like or grease-like structure. The second, it are molecules. Their molecules are mobile in two direction. That means it can move in two directions. The third, it rotates in one axis. That means it rotates in only one axis. Then the next type is nematic. The nematic crystals are thread-like crystals and the molecules are mobile in three directions. And it rotates in one axis and the nematic crystals are cholesteric. That means it is special type of nematic. Cholesteric means special type of nematic. Then the next is supercritical fluids. What are supercritical fluids? The supercritical fluids are the properties intermediate between those of liquids and gases and it formed from the gaseous state where the gas is held under a combination of temperature and pressure that exceed the critical point of a substance is called supercritical fluids. The next one is the phase rule, also called Gibbs phase rule. The Gibbs phase rule relates the effect of the least number of independent variables T, P and C among the various phases solid, liquid and gaseous that can exist in an equilibrium system containing a given number of components. The formula is F is equal to C minus P plus X, where F is number of degree of freedom, where the C is number of chemical components, and the P, which is number of phases, and X is variable dependent upon considerations of the phase diagram, where the F is the least number of intensive or independent variables that must be fixed to describe the system completely. And second one is C. C is the smallest number of constituents by which the composition of each phase in the system at equilibrium can be expressed in the form of a chemical formula or in equation. Third one is P. P is the number of homogeneous physically distinct portion of a system that is separated from other portions of the system by bounding surfaces. First phase minus F is equal to 2 bivariant, 2 phases minus F is equal to 1 univariant, 3 phases minus F is equal to 0 invariant. In Gibbs phase rule, we see the equation F plus P is equal to C plus 2, where P is alternatively pi or theta, and it is the number of phases in thermodynamic equilibrium with each other, where the C is the number of components. Typical phases are solid, liquid, and gases. A system involving one pure chemical is an example of a one component system. Two component system, such as mixtures of water and ethanol, have two chemically independent components. And the third one is F. F is the number of degree of freedom, which means the number of intensive properties such as temperature or pressure which are independent of other intensive variables. This version of the Gibbs phase rule is only valid for non-reacting systems. The note is in triple point. The triple point, it is a condition at which three different phases can coexist. Triple point of water corresponding to the single temperature and pressure at which solid, liquid, and gaseous water can coexist in a stable equilibrium. The single combination of pressure and temperature at which liquid water, solid ice, and water vapor can coexist in a stable equilibrium occurs at exactly 273.16 K, that means 0.01 degrees Celsius, and a partial vapor pressure of 611.73 Pascal. The next is the one component system. The one component system, it is the system is entirely composed of H2O, so there is only one component present. The phases present represents three states of matter: liquid water, solid ice, and vapor steam. All have distinct physical properties. Examples are density, structure or lack of, etc. and chemical properties. Example G formation, molar volume, etc. So they must be considered distinct phases. Note that there is only one point on this diagram where all three phases coexist in equilibrium. This triple point is also referred to as an invariant point because P and T are uniquely specified. There are 0 degree of freedom. Each of the curve represent a chemical reaction that describes a phase transformation: solid to liquid, melt crystallization, liquid to vapor, boiling or condensation, and solid to vapor, sublimation or deposition. There are three distinct areas where only ice, liquid, or vapor exist. These are divariant fields. T and P are both free to change within these fields, and you will still have only one phase, that means a bit hotter or colder, or compressed or expanded, but non nonetheless the same phase. The end of the boiling curve separating the liquid to vapor transition. It is also called the critical point. What is critical point? The critical point is the end of the boiling curve separating the liquid to vapor transition. This is a particularly interesting part of the phase diagram because beyond this region, the physiochemical property of water and steam converge to the point where they are identical. Thus, beyond the critical point, we refer to this single phase as a supercritical fluid. Thus, our this states of matter topic is has been end in this point. So, the next video lecture we see the surface and interfacial tension topic and remaining topics thermodynamics, colloids, cause dispersion, colloidal dispersion, drug stability and kinetics, that means kinetics and drug stability we see in the next videos. So if you like these videos, please like, share and subscribe my channel and share this video to your pharmacy friends who are studying for GPAT, MST CET, NIPER JEE and other competitive exam preparation. So, and if you having any doubt on this topic, then give your comment on comment section. Thank you, Tata, bye. Thank you, students. Welcome, students, to our new YouTube channel.